Welcome back to Newslink. Now, South African ports are simply not porting enough. In fact, they're sunk down to among the worst in the world. This is all due to regular disruptions like power cuts and all too frequent breakdowns. And this results in lengthy offload times and backlogs in the supply chain. Well, in our focus today, we find out why our seaports are bleeding money and why they're poorly managed. eNCA reporter Ronald Masinda is out in Gqeberha for us and joins us now for more. Ronald, a very warm good morning to you, colleague. And that's the big question. Why are our ports not managed enough? That's one of the questions we're hoping to find some answers to.
Well, good morning, Tumela. Well, according to the Democratic Alliance, South Africa has among the worst ports in the world, at least in the bottom 5 of the world, and that it is now high time that government works more with the private sector in able to revive the economy. I am now joined by the Eastern Cape Maritime Business Chamber's Executive Chairperson, Ronald Masinda, to give us a better perspective of what the issues are at hand. First of all, just talk to us about your organization and your role.
All right. The Maritime Business Chamber was previously known the Eastern Cape Maritime Business Chamber, now MBC, was founded in year 2016 against the background of being, an organization that would address the imbalances that are out there affecting small businesses. We came as individual businesses, we come together, and now we have positioned ourselves as the leading voice of the maritime industry in the country. We no longer only operate from, just being in Eastern Cape, but we even operate outside the borders of South Africa, being an organization that wants to be a leading, inclusive, progressive, organization that would be for the development of sustainable maritime enterprises.
Of course, there is a lot happening in our ports. Why is the situation this bad?
You would note that, as it was noted in the Daily Maverick, in the previous weeks, and I think it's been in the news for quite some time, with regards to how South Africa is losing billions of rands. The challenges that then are faced in that regard would result to the matter of, competition. With regards to the ports, South African ports now are competing with other ports in the region, and then also the issues of poor infrastructure within the ports, where there is no capital spent by the TNPA, and then it will also result into the matters of how the other connecting parties that relates to one, it would be your rail and your road that talks to how things are being done.
In your view, what is the outlook on the future of Transnet?
I may not be able to talk much about Transnet as a group because it's a group. I would obviously be able to talk much about the activities that relates to TNPA, which is the ports, and TPT, which is the terminals that are being run. Looking at the current state, we can obviously, including the rail, we can definitely see that there is a challenge, and the challenge stems from a number of things that have been highlighted: infrastructure, leadership issues, and also not being able to maintain and manage assets properly as they are supposed to be.
And of course, the pandemic must have also played its part with Transnet losing billions.
The pandemic, yes, because ports were not open, and South Africa is one of those ports. And that at the same time we must commend, at the time when around the world no one wanted to do crew changes, South Africa opens its waters to accept seafarers that were stuck, for more than 9 months in the ocean, to come and so that we can have crew changes. But on the main is the challenge that the key ports within the country, like if you look at Durban and you look at Cape Town, they are currently operating at their maximum capacity, and of which that becomes the biggest problem. And now that there has been other programs that were, also trying to assist in that regard, with regards to what is happening at the port of Ngqura and Algoa, where we have had what is called bunkering, where bunkering was done at eNCA, and that also has been put to stop. Now, if we talk about the issues that are currently facing the ports, we are going to be having a bigger issue when there are no ships that will be visiting our ports, the current ports that are ailing right now in terms of efficiencies.
Talk to us about the issue of skills. Is there a shortage of skills in the ports?
I wouldn't say there's a shortage of skills. I would say there's the one thing that is lacking is management monitoring of the personnel that is there. South Africa boasts itself, with top of skilled people, whilst there is an element of some of them that are operating within the ports, especially around the marine services, where it's young people with the program and young women, new people within the field as part of the program that Transnet embarked in terms of their transformation.
Very lastly, talk to us about the move from the offices from Johannesburg, Durban to here. Mm-hmm. What difference has this made? Because Transnet was of the view that they will be saving up to 25 million rand a year.
Mm-hmm. Obviously, that would be part of the conversations that we are having with Transnet within, the port consultative committees. As to them reporting, we are still waiting on a full report in terms of how much savings have they, gotten from the move. But the move is a move that we had supported as well, for them to come and move here, the headquarters, with the hopes also that it would have benefited in terms of jobs creation. It will also have benefited, the province, because there is a number of businesses that would have been, operating just close or around where the headquarters were, that now have decided to come and move and be stationed here in Gqeberha.
Renati, thank you very much indeed for your time. Well, those were the views of the Maritime Business Chamber. We are also hoping to get word from the Nelson Mandela Bay Municipality.
All right. Well, Ronald, we'll leave it there for now, colleague, as we continue to seek some answers in terms of, the many questions that arise regarding our ports. Ronald Masinda up for us in Gqeberha.